King Kong Bundy was wrestling ST Jones back at WrestleMania. Big John Studd was getting body slammed by Andre the Giant, and Bobby Heenan was stealing 15 grand from him. And of course, we know Hogan and Mr. T were taking on Piper and Orton. So fast forward here to think about what are we going to do for WrestleMania 2. It's going to wind up being Hogan in the main event against King Kong Bundy. So I guess it makes sense here. You see, one of Andre's biggest rivals from the prior WrestleMania, Big John Studd, and now you've got Hogan's next opponent at WrestleMania here, King Kong Bundy. This is a nice way in tag action to give you a preview several months ahead of time of what's in store, right?
Yeah, it is, man. It's funny. The old timers in the business, if you will, the promoters, and I will mention names, and Vern Gagne, Paul Bosch, even Bill Watts, Jim Crockett, looked at the angle that they did here with Bundy squishing Hogan. They didn't do it here, but they did it in February or whatever it was, of Bundy squishing Hogan in the corner for the setup for WrestleMania. And the doctor interviews and shit, and be like, it's not even a real doctor. God, these guys they're presenting something that there's just the guys in the business that built the business on being a work and built the business on being entertainment and entertaining folks were the ones that were criticizing the entertainment. And maybe it's just because the entertainment was being much better done than theirs. I mean, when you think about it, you go back, and I always laugh at how my brother Tom became a doctor, was because they had a guy that portrayed a doctor on air in Alabama to be in someone's corner. And then after that doctor appeared on television, some federal authorities came looking for that person because they might have been wanted by federal authorities. So that person disappeared. They needed someone to play the doctor, hence Dr. Tom Prichard. So it would always astound me that the old timers, man, go, oh my God, could you believe that horrible atomic drop that Hogan missed on Big John Studd that night? But then they would have Jackie Fargo miss somebody, 3 feet with a punch. And I'm not taking anything away from Jackie Fargo, because Jackie Fargo, kind of like Junkyard Dog, had that unspoken charisma that could captivate an audience, man, and own that audience. Didn't do a whole lot, but the son of a bitch had charisma and drew, and knew how to draw, knew how to talk to his audience. Somebody had their own shit. They just were pissed off that they weren't first to the national stage to expose their product to a much larger audience, and to be able to have the guts to go, all right, man, let's go with some more outlandish shit. People fighting, kicking, and clawing the whole way, saying it's wrong and this is bad. Don't do this. But they did it. And that's why I always, when you ask, it's like, okay, hey, here was your main events there at WrestleMania. Here's what we did at Mania. Here's what we're doing right now. Well, you know what? Here's why. And every one of them would still be begging to be able to book Andre the Giant just 1 or 2 nights a year in their markets. So it was always out of both sides of the mouth, on both sides. You know what I mean? We were talking out of both sides of our mouths from the opposite side. WWE, they're talking out of both sides of their mouth on their side. So it wasn't right, wrong. It was just, hey, man, we're all doing the same thing. It's just how we want to view it. And what lens do you choose to view it through?